Stage 2 of La Vuelta 2017 coming at you right now in paintings.
¡Vamos, contador! ¡Vamos! Go through! Free, free, free! Allez, Bardet! Bardet, allez! Forzaro! Forza, forzaro! Dai, dai, dai! Ole!
Stage 2 has just got underway and I've started painting. The first image that I want to pick out is this one. It is the riders riding through quite a high pace, and the first hour was 46 kilometers per hour, which is extremely quick. It is relatively flat, but still, it's hot and it's quick, and early on in the stage, you rarely see the race going this quickly. And what I thought was stand out in this was, one, the background. I think that you need to know where you are, and what gives you the signal of where you are is the nature, is the hues and the colors, the exact colors of the trees and the exact shape of the trees. Yes, it's trees. Yes, it's green. Yes, it's brown. All those colors are roughly the same in England, Europe. But the exact hues and the exact colors let you know where you are, I think. And similar with the color of the road, you can tell where you are. So I wanted to pick out those details, and it might not look obvious that that is Spain, but in this picture I'm trying to bring out the Spanishness of what looks like a very normal countryside. And the other element is that the riders, the guys at the front are riding completely normally and quite seriously, they're going quite quickly. But from behind, people are just tossing out their bottles. And it's almost like, it reminds me of the back of, what are they called? In like Victorian times, you used to get changed behind a kind of shade. It's a kind of, you know what I mean, you stand in the room and put this thing around you, and from behind it always happens in cartoons, people toss their clothes out, and the kind of pants end up on the floor and they're caught on the door handle and on the railings, or the curtain rail, all that sort of stuff. That's what it looked to me like, and I just thought I'd capture that. And so you see the acrylic swishes I've added in right at the end to get that sense of movement and make these little elements, these bottles and the musettes, which are flying out, make them stand out. This next painting that I'm painting now is a real sort of chaotic crash scene following the riders having to slim down as a peloton to pass by this relatively narrow bridge, and there was some touch of wheels or something happened and a load of riders went down. And it just goes to show that, as Lance Armstrong said, it takes you 3 weeks to win the Tour. He said the Tour, this is the Vuelta, it's a Tour. It takes you 3 weeks to win, but it takes a second to lose it. And it does happen a hell of a lot. Bradley Wiggins has gone down in 2010 when they thought he was going to win. Chris Froome went down in 2014 when they thought he was going to win. I'm sure lots of other riders have gone down when they thought they were going to win. Anyway, I'm very happy with how this painting's going. I'm really liking how unjudgmental it is. That's the word I'm using. It's just slap it down, see what happens, and all these patterns emerge. It's not technical, it's not cynical in the sense I'm not picking out all the little details. I'm just giving a rough feel of what's going on. And the way that the patterns and the shapes come at you, they're not that well known. However, it still creates the impression. It's quite impressionistic, isn't it? The impression of the race and the impression of that scene. And I'm happy with this one. This next one is amazing. Yves Lampert, sorry. They pronounce it like Lampard. Anyway, he has just come around this bend and he's got 800 meters to go. No, sorry, less than that actually. He attacked when there was 800 meters to go. He comes around this bend and all these spectators are watching him, and he's a lone guy swooping across, and he shoots out the other side of the corner, which he manages to take on his own very well because he has no one else around to disturb him. And all these people watching him, and you see as he goes out into the distance on his own, as you can see, I'm going to put him in the middle there, you'll see it at the end. Following him, this lone figure, a huge pack of riders come out and sort of burst onto the scene, which has a real contrast to this lone figure sitting in the middle of the road there, looking quite solitary. And you also have that same thing with the crowd. There's this lone rider who stands out among this tumult of colour. Yes. And finally, I think it's always good to know who's won the stage. It's always good to celebrate. So Yves Lampaert, who broke from 800 metres to go in the crosswinds and in the confusion of the final parts of the race and those dodgy corners at the end, he manages to seal the deal and get the win. So well done to him. And this is what I'm painting to celebrate his win. And yeah, I thought it was great seeing him rattling around on the bike, almost Dan Martin-esque, as he gave it his full gas. Other riders can be more composed and more stationary on the bike. This guy was not. He also had the kind of Froome elbows out, actually, which I enjoyed a little bit. But he was rattling around on the bike, you know, moving, rattling and shaking. It was great to see. So really showing effort. So there he is. And that was, yeah, quite fun. Stage 2. It's great to see the conditions mixing up a little bit. I think that's a lot of what makes the Vuelta exciting is the conditions. For some reason, it's just a confusing race. They mix it up. It's not as composed as the Tour de France. It's kind of wacky. I imagine if this was the Tour, for whatever reason, I think that would have been a bunch sprint. But it's the Vuelta, and this dude manages to make it out alone and get the victory, which is cool. It's 9 o'clock in the evening and I'm on the bus to go to the gym. My gym was shut at 9 o'clock, Sunday night, so I'm taking the bus for 20 minutes, go to the gym, cycle for more than 40 minutes, come back. That's dedication. Always go at the front of the class.
¡Viva España! ¡Vamos, contador! ¡Vamos!
Go through! Free!
Allez, Bardet! Bardet, allez! Forzaro! Forzaro! Dai! Ole!
Just did 35 minutes on the bike. Might sound like crap to you, but I haven't been on the bike for like a year, month and a half. So I'm building up. So I had a really bad breathing problem. So I'm just like getting my lungs back into it, getting the system back into it. It feels amazing. I love it. Yeah, didn't expect that to happen, did I? Almost got caught in the door.